Exploit her weakness for words. Words are, of course, the most powerful drug used by mankind. Rudyard Kipling. A man and woman sit next to each other in a quiet bar. "Who's the most important person in your life right now?" the man asks. The woman thinks for a moment. "Person? Well, my parents, my family, my friends, the people close to me," she says with a smile. "How about you? Who's the most important person in your life?" The man looks deep into the woman's eyes and says only one word. "You." The woman flinches. "I might not see you again, but right now you're here with me, and I'm here with you. You're the most important person in my life right now." And with that, the woman falls completely under the man's spell. Such is the power of words. It's not uncommon for a man to become weak and vulnerable in the presence of a beautiful woman. Indeed, a woman's beauty is her main asset. And just as men have a weakness for beauty, women have a weakness for words. Women, being primarily auditory creatures, are influenced more than anything by what they hear as opposed to what they see. This is in sharp contrast to men who tend to focus on what they see as opposed to what they hear. It doesn't matter how far along in the seduction process you are, whether you're dating a girl for the first time or you've been dating her for years. The way you communicate with women should always be light and relaxed. Serious talk is anti-seductive and the death knell of attraction. Talking about serious subjects, like business, the economy, and politics, does nothing to stimulate attraction or inspire interest in women. If you feel the need to brag about your achievements or about how great and successful you are, a woman will sense your need to impress. The confident man doesn't feel the need to brag or talk about his achievements. Instead, he lets his behavior and actions speak for themselves. When talking to women, it's important not to overthink what you say. All you have to do is remain relaxed and open to the fluidity that is human conversation. A study, published in the Journal of Personal Relationships, made headlines when it claimed that men who have strong storytelling abilities are perceived to be more powerful, high status, and attractive to women. This is particularly true when a woman is considering a man for a long-term relationship. The study suggests that men who are good storytellers can convey social intelligence in a way that demonstrates high status and value. However, strong storytelling ability was found to have no effect on women who were looking for short-term relationships. Still, another study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that men who were more pro-social and outgoing were rated more sexually attractive compared to less pro-social men. The key to building attraction with words, according to the study published in the Journal of Personal Relationships, is to tell fluid stories packed with lively vocabulary, as opposed to telling stories that are boring, uninteresting, and highly detailed. In other words, keep it interesting and never labor your point. Men have a natural tendency to want to communicate logically. Women, however, prefer to engage their emotions when they communicate. The ability to talk about a variety of topics and explore deeper feelings is a significant component of female communication. The man who engages his emotions and feelings and lets go in conversation has a distinct and significant advantage when it comes to building attraction. In fact, being able to talk naturally about a wide variety of topics is a key marker of intelligence. You don't have to talk about intelligent topics or lace your conversations with facts, but you do need to engage a woman's emotions and speak about various topics in a fluid and engaging way. Studies show that engaging conversationalists are seen as more attractive compared to dull, inhibited conversationalists who are viewed as not only less attractive, but less likable as well. There's a reason why good communicators find it easier to seduce women. They know how to talk, and what they say is never boring. The charming conversationalist has no qualms talking about things that are controversial or politically incorrect. Men with lively conversation styles usually live lives filled with adventure and risk. Attractive men go out into the world and collect wonderful stories and memories along the way. Their ability to regale a woman with their adventures and use colorful language is simply a byproduct of living a full and interesting life, something that every man should aspire to. Women fall for charming men, not because these men are necessarily handsome or particularly successful, but because these men know how to use words to their advantage. Men who can tell stories and amusing anecdotes hold a significant advantage in the realm of seduction. Researchers at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill and SUNY Buffalo confirmed this theory with a series of long-running experiments. The researchers discovered that women were more attracted to men who had good storytelling abilities compared to men who rarely told stories. Men who were able to recount memorable experiences, anecdotes, or stories were perceived as more socially intelligent and desirable. Furthermore, the researchers found that a man's ability to use words skillfully to entertain and charm indicates that the man was more likely to be popular and have good leadership potential. It should be noted that using words to charm doesn't require great skill or unassailable talent. To charm a woman, all you have to do is engage her on a wide variety of topics to elicit an emotional response. To strengthen the connection between yourself and a woman, you mustn't be afraid to show your vulnerable side, if only for a moment. No one likes to be around people who appear too perfect and in control all the time. If you appear too perfect, you run the risk of alienating women as well as the people around you. Instead, you must show occasional moments of vulnerability by opening up and revealing small, intimate details about your life. Moments of candid self-disclosure can also help to lower a woman's defenses. Still, you must remember not to reveal too much too soon. When you disclose personal information, you must only let a woman catch a brief glimpse of your soul before closing yourself back up again. Indeed, it's been found that brief moments of candid self-disclosure allow a woman to feel greater levels of trust and comfort. If you aim to create a close connection with a woman, there's no better way to achieve this than to ask the occasional, penetrating question peppered with selective self-disclosure. All humans have insecurities and frustrations that we must deal with on a daily basis. Such is the nature of life. Your ability to show moments of empathy tinged with vulnerability is an endearing quality in a harsh and unforgiving world. If you truly want to connect with women, first you must learn to relate to them through shared experience and emotion. This is one reason why books and movies are such popular forms of entertainment. Humans have an insatiable appetite for stories. Stories are the means by which we relate to the world and the people around us. When communicating, you must give a woman the chance to open up and talk about herself. Talking about herself is, after all, a woman's favorite topic. And the more a woman talks about herself, the more you cultivate an aura of mystery. You listen to her with intent and get to know her innermost thoughts. This, in turn, allows you to connect with her on a deeper level. Yet she still knows almost nothing about you. Who are you? What are you thinking? What do you want? Women are curious by nature, and the more information you withhold, the more curious she becomes. And once you add flattery into the equation, the effect becomes almost intoxicating. Imagine for a moment that you've just been introduced to your friend's colleague, Jim. A couple of days later, your friend tells you that Jim thought you were interesting and funny. As a result, you can't help but like Jim even though you've only just met him. This is the power of the likability effect. A group of researchers investigating the likability effect conducted a study where two strangers were asked to have a conversation with each other. One person was a participant, while the other person was an actor working for the researchers. After the participant and actor had finished their conversation, they were asked to make a brief statement rating the other person. After making their statements, each person was then allowed to read what the other person wrote about them. The results of the study showed that when the actor rated the other person highly and said positive things about them, the other person was more likely to feel the same way and like the actor in response. Women always find it hard to resist flattery and attention. The key is to find something about the woman that you like and use it to your advantage. Is it her hair, her smell, her clothes, or her general sense of style and elegance that you find appealing? Whatever it is, don't be afraid to vocalize it and let the woman know what it is you like about her. When you tell a woman in no uncertain terms that you're attracted to her and find her desirable, you exploit the power of the likability effect. Flattery will get you everywhere, and a well-placed compliment can easily disarm even the most challenging woman. The key, as always, is to keep a woman off balance and remain unpredictable. You should never shower a woman with too many compliments. Instead, you must hold back just enough to allow an element of doubt to creep into the woman's mind and make her wonder whether or not you really do like her. Uncertainty, after all, is more attractive than certainty.